Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Heather and I am no longer emetophobic. So I have worked through my emetophobia to cure it using the Cure Your Emetophobia and Thrive program by Rob Kelly. I have put in a lot of work and a lot of effort day in and day out. And I would say that I'm about 80% cured. In fact, the last appointment with my consultant, I didn't even realize I had already cured myself. This program, if you work it and you do the actions and the exercises and you do everything that the book tells you to do, it'll change your life. It changes more than just your phobia. It changes more than this disorder. It helps to bring up your self-esteem. And I haven't had, a full-blown panic attack in months now. So I just kind of wanted to put this out here as my testimonial to the program that it does work, that Rob's program absolutely works. When I started with the program back in October, some of the things that I wouldn't do as a result of allowing this disorder to consume me was just simple things at first, but then it just snowballed into where I just didn't have a life anymore. By September of last year, I was no longer doing a lot of the things that I enjoyed doing. I was afraid of my own horse. I wouldn't haul my horse in my horse trailer very far. I would have panic attacks and just break down, just hauling him to random places to go ride. And here our whole life is built around the livestock and our property, and so we put a lot of work into being able to have the horses, and I wasn't able to enjoy them anymore. And then after our anniversary trip in September, I had just a complete and utter meltdown. So soon after that, I was no longer doing my own grocery shopping, even with my husband. I couldn't bring myself to do the grocery shopping. I couldn't go clothes shopping. I wouldn't ride in a car with anyone because I was afraid to be sick. The last time I went to the pharmacy with my husband before I had cured myself, I was standing in line having a full-blown panic attack. I was shaking. I was looking at the garbage can. I was staring at the garbage can thinking, God, I feel sick. I need to be sick. What if I need to be sick? And by the time I got to the poor pharmacist, he just had this look on his face. I must have just looked absolutely insane. And he was very kind. He was very gracious. He put everything aside and he got me out of there as quick as he could. And he knows my prescriptions. Obviously, I was on Valium. I was on Effexor, and I had Xanax. I had couple of anti-nausea pills. I had some heart pills, none of which I take anymore. So that is a huge plus as well. I don't take any of it. So, the poor guy knew something was wrong with me. So, he ushered me out of there, and after that I didn't go in anywhere. I didn't fly anymore. Actually, I used to fly to California every summer when I was younger, and I was nervous, and I did kind of look at the sick bags and things like that, but last year I wouldn't go anywhere near a plane, even early this year. Food, I eventually stopped eating solid food altogether. I was existing on Ensure and protein powder in my fruit smoothies that I would make if my husband could force me to eat or drink those. So I'd lost nearly 40 pounds in just a few months. I had a new job, and I had to tell my employer that I couldn't be at work. So they were kind enough to let me work from home on occasion. when it was really bad and I just couldn't get myself out the door. We started going to specialists over in Seattle and seeing gastroenterologists and neurologists and a couple of other doctors, and of course there was nothing actually physically wrong with me. The nausea and the stomach pain and the dizziness and everything else that I was going through was all from up here. It was everything inside my head that I was creating this giant thing out of something so little as vomit. It just seems ridiculous to me now, but so I did eventually stumble upon the Thrive program, and I am forever grateful to Rob for his program. I did go through it a couple of times. I struggled a little bit, mostly internally with myself, but there's a lot of wisdom in here. It will actually affect more than just your phobia, more than just your disorder. You will see a benefit in all areas of your life. And I really do recommend the program. I have had several experiences now that have solidified to me that I am cured. I mean, not only do I no longer automatically panic if I wake up in the middle of the night. I'd automatically panic and think my body was waking me up to be sick. Now it's more of an irritation than a panic-inducing thing. I watched a little girl vomit in the grocery store at lunch, and I just kind of walked around it and grabbed my food and went back to work and ate my lunch. I'm able to haul my horse now with very little anxiety. I mean, there's still a little bit of it. That's one of the things that I'm still working on. My locus of control score was 25 of 30 when I started the program the second time around. And I'm proud to say it's now down to 8, and it's getting lower and lower by the day. I'm still working on some of my locus of control points. But the last time I took my social anxiety quiz, it was down really, really low. I think it was like 20% or something like that. I don't know. My self-esteem was up at 80%, so that's fantastic. I'm able to go grocery shopping on a whim, or I go clothes shopping on a whim, or went camping overnight several times, and we eat stuff we can't necessarily see. By the time we're cooking it, it's dark and it's chicken, so hopefully it's cooked all the way through. If not, it really doesn't bother me that much. I'm able to eat at work and do the buffet style stuff. A gal at work was throwing up the day before, and she comes the next day just fine and starts eating around, picking up food from the buffet line, and I didn't give it a second thought. I really do feel really good. There's still good days and bad days, just like anything else. With Thrive, you're not expected to be this perfect, no worries, rainbows and butterflies kind of person. You're still allowed to be a real person, but your lows won't be nearly as low, and they won't last nearly as long. That's been my experience anyway. And people have asked me, well, how do you know you're cured? And just sitting down and considering, what happens if I vomit? What happens if I'm sick? It really doesn't bother me as much anymore. A couple of weeks ago, I had some really bad stomach pain, and I actually had to get out of bed. I felt really, really bad, and it was really strange because I did grab my bottle of water and filled my bottle of water without even thinking about it. It was muscle memory, something, I would grab my bottle of water, put my shoes on, and go outside before I was sick. I'd never made it to a toilet before in my entire life. I was always sick somewhere, like outside or on the floor, or I haven't done it very many times, so I'm not very good at it. Going back to we're not very throwy uppy people. We don't do it enough. I looked down, my bottle was in my hand, and I'm in the bathroom going, I didn't even know how it had gotten there. And there was no panic, there was no being upset, there was nothing. Eventually the stomach pain passed, and I went back to bed, and Just the other night, I had a bunch of dreams about vomit. I have no idea why. But I woke up and I didn't feel sick. I wasn't bothered by it. It's the little things. I mean, you're no longer thinking about it day in and day out. Yeah, it's still gross. It still isn't going to be pleasant. Nobody expects you to like it. But it's not this event that you're dreading. It's not something that you just live in fear of anymore. So anyway, if you are at all considering curing yourself, working on yourself, seeking help, I would really definitely recommend going and getting the book. And if you get stuck or you think you need a more structured program, go to the website, pick a consultant. I mean, technology has made it fabulous for us these days. We can go and see a consultant anywhere from your living room on a Saturday morning. Thank you, Claire. It's just, there is no excuse. You can do it. It's terrifying. I'll give you that. It is terrifying. Your secondary gains from your disorder, they'll be hard to get rid of, definitely. I mean, that was one of my hang-ups, was I would actually have to get off my butt and do my own grocery shopping. I would have to do my own clothes shopping. No more going online and buying clothes there and hoping they fit. You need to get off your butt and just go shopping. So yeah, and I wouldn't have excuses if I didn't want to go somewhere. It's a scary change. You've lived that way for, sometimes decades. I had been like that for over 20 years, 25 years. But it's not worth it when there's so much life out there. So one of the other things that I had avoided, even after being married once before and being married now, was becoming pregnant. It was an absolutely terrifying thought for me to become pregnant and possibly have morning sickness. I'm happy to say now that we are going to be trying to start a family, and I'm really excited. Morning sickness or not, I really don't care. I really just don't care. So anyway, again, if you are tired of living this life, that life, just go online, grab the book, get a hold of a consultant, just do something for yourself and your family. And it's a really simple program. There's nothing in here that's hard to understand. It may be hard to accept that it's you, that it's me, that it's us. We're doing this to ourselves. But there you have it. So anyway, again, please pick up the book, do something. I did, and I am forever in Rob's debt, and I hope to travel to the UK and meet him someday.